The world is changing faster than ever. As we face new global challenges like cyber attacks, climate change, and a rising China, one question arises: is NATO, the world's most powerful military alliance, ready for the future? In this video, we'll explore NATO's role in global security and whether it can adapt to new and emerging threats. Hey, today we're diving into the future of NATO, its ability to evolve in the 21st century and stay relevant as new threats reshape global security. Let's get started. NATO, or the North Atlantic Treaty Organization, was founded in 1949 with one primary goal: collective defense. An attack on one member is considered an attack on all, as stated in Article 5 of the NATO Treaty. For decades, NATO has been the cornerstone of European and North American security, deterring Soviet expansion during the Cold War and responding to regional crises like the Balkans and Afghanistan. But as the geopolitical landscape shifts, NATO's traditional role is being challenged. The 21st century brings new threats that NATO's current structure and strategies might not be fully prepared for. Let's talk about some of the emerging threats NATO faces today. First, there's the rise of Hammer-B cyber attacks. These attacks are becoming more frequent and sophisticated, targeting everything from government systems to critical infrastructure. In 2020, NATO declared that cyber attacks could trigger Article 5, but can the alliance keep up with the ever-evolving digital warfare? Next, there's the growing impact of our climate change. Extreme weather events, rising sea levels, and resource shortages are not just environmental issues, they're becoming national security issues. NATO is already looking at climate-induced conflicts, where countries fight over resources like water or arable land. But is NATO prepared to handle a crisis where the enemy is the environment itself? Finally, there's China. As its global influence rises, China is increasingly challenging the US and NATO's dominance in key regions, from Asia to Africa. China's military expansion, technological advancements, and growing economic power present a complex challenge for NATO, especially as it tries to balance its focus between traditional threats and new, non-traditional ones. So, how is NATO responding? Over the past few years, the alliance has made efforts to modernize its strategies and structures. In 2019, NATO updated its strategic concept to include a focus on cyber defense and climate change. This shows NATO's recognition of emerging threats and the need for new solutions. NATO has also been investing in cyber defense capabilities, setting up specialized centers to improve member countries' resilience to cyber threats. Additionally, there's been a push to incorporate green technologies and make military operations more sustainable in the face of climate change. But there's still a question: is NATO moving fast enough to stay ahead of these threats? The alliance has always been based on consensus, which can be slow when responding to fast-moving challenges. Another major issue NATO faces is the shifting balance of power. Traditionally, the US has been the dominant force in NATO, providing much of the military muscle. But with rising global tensions, particularly with China, European nations are being called on to do more, both in terms of military contribution and diplomatic influence. Countries like Germany, France, and the UK have increased defense spending and are seeking to assert their own leadership within NATO. But NATO's future will require a fine balance between the US, Europe, and even other powers that want to reshape the international order, like China. NATO's role in managing this power shift will be crucial in determining the alliance's future. The question is, can NATO maintain unity and adapt to this new geopolitical landscape? So is NATO ready for the challenges of the future? The alliance has certainly taken steps to modernize and adapt, but with such rapid changes in technology, climate, and global power dynamics, NATO will need to keep evolving. The truth is, there's no simple answer. NATO's ability to stay relevant depends on its flexibility, its willingness to embrace new strategies, and, perhaps most importantly, its unity. As the world becomes more interconnected, the challenges NATO faces won't just be military, they'll be digital, environmental, and economic. So what do you think? Is NATO ready for the future? Can it adapt fast enough to keep the world safe from new and evolving threats? Or are we entering an era where old alliances aren't enough? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. If you found this video insightful, make sure to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell so you never miss an update on global security and politics. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.